Hello. I'm good.
Hey.
I am so excited for tonight's episode. I have been for a long, long time. I have these three amazing, beautiful, talented, awesome paranormal investigators and psychic mediums and all the good stuff that they do, which we'll get into. But it is Soul Sisters Supernatural. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
I'm really excited. You guys are great. I hung out with you guys at New Jersey Para Unity.
Yes.
And thankfully, I don't remember who came up to me. Kim, maybe?
I think it was me.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
One of you guys came up to me and you guys were like, "Oh my God, I love your show." And I'm like, "Oh my God, yes." And we were just loving each other ever since that moment, right? I mean, you guys were great. And I think you guys are awesome. I follow your page. So I'm going to stop talking. I want you guys to, here's one of the peaches now, Jossie. I want you guys to kind of whenever I have more than one on, if we can just go around the room and maybe give a little bit of background about yourselves, and then we can kind of tie in everybody together, and then we'll talk about, the Triple S's, their adventures coming up, everything you guys been into, and luckily they sent me some pictures that they got on some of their investigations, so we'll share those and we'll talk about those. But let's try to get it. I'm going to shut up so we can get into it. Oh, wait. Let me say one more thing. I have a special in-house guest this evening. My mother. It's a first for Paranormal Brew. All right, Kim, you want to start?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So Michelle and I are sisters. So you want to know basically what got us into this?
Yeah, I mean, just talk about your background. I mean, it's interesting. You guys are sisters, and did were one of you guys into it first, or you guys kind of get into this together, like at a young age? Everybody has a story, right? How they get into this and stuff like that. So basically, that's where we'll start with, and then we'll get into you guys as a group, because you guys are awesome together. I love it. You guys have such good energy with each other. I love it. It's awesome. It reminds me of me and my peaches.
Yes.
Such a good name.
Yes,
I know, we love that name.
Sorry. We basically grew up in what would be considered like a haunted house. Michelle and I had a lot of experiences while we were young. And basically the house that I remember the most of was called Crabapple. Well, that was the street that it was on. And it was kind of like the poltergeist house in a way, where when it was built, it actually was built on top of graves that they supposedly moved. So diagonal from our house was a small graveyard that they had moved the headstones to, but they hadn't moved the bodies.
Wow.
Basically what had happened to us. So we had a lot of experiences growing up. Some that ended up following us as kids to different houses. So we moved a little bit. And every house that we would go to, we kind of had very odd experiences. One of the biggest ones that I ever had was I did see a full apparition when I was younger. I think I was probably about 14 years old, and I was in my bedroom, and my doorknob just started going up and down. It was one of the handled ones. And I was looking at it and wondering what the heck is happening. All of a sudden the door swings open. This woman, of course, she was dressed in white. I know, typical. But this woman in white walked over to the window, looked at me while I was laying in bed, and then just smiled, like a nice smile, and then disappeared.
Oh, wow.
So that was kind of my craziest situation that kind of got me going on it.
Right. And how old were you? How old were you?
I was probably about 14 at that time.
Yeah. I was scared shitless of it at that time. At
Yeah.
the age of 14, I was afraid of it. But so I give you, it always amazes me when people start at a young age because they haven't experienced. Because for me, I was always afraid of it. You know what I mean? So like you got big balls. You know what I mean? Like I think that's awesome. At 14
My
years
husband
old,
would say that too. No, I'm just kidding.
I just want to say Kim's in the house. Kim is another peach. Two Kims.
Hey,
And Megan, she's watching. She's
Megan.
another peach. And
Hey.
Jossie says 3 peaches in the house. Yes.
Our peaches.
So who's older, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah.
Now, were you going through stuff before Kim?
Yes. It started for me. My earliest remembrance would be in the house she was talking about. It used to be an old apple orchard, and people were buried back in the day. But it was like she said, like the poltergeist house. I used to hear people calling my name. I had doors open and almost hit me in the face. We had things flying across the house. Hearing footsteps. It was quite a lot, considering I think I was 10 at the time. And I used to babysit for a couple of people in where we lived, and their houses were haunted too. So it was our whole little community.
Well, yeah. I mean, either one, you're which we'll get into, but sensitive and open, and you just because I have 6 brothers, they all bust my chops. They all, I have one that does, they kind of believe. Some of them don't believe, but there's a couple that do. But those everything's spooky, but they're like everywhere he goes, it haunted. I'm like, well, no, if you can pick up on stuff like that, you know what I mean? Obviously, I mean, we don't really know what time and space is on the other side. You know what I mean? So how do we know? There could be 100 of them in my room right now, and I don't know it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just don't know.
I just don't think about it.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Dan. Oh, hey, Dan.
I love Dan. Dan was on a couple weeks ago.
So that's kind of what started it. And then my friends and I, of course, messed with the Ouija board because that's what teenagers do. And I've just always had things happening to me. I hung out with a group in my teens, and we had quite a bit going on to the point where I don't touch Ouija boards anymore, just because we had some stuff come through that followed us around, me and my friends, and kind of learned the hard way. But yeah, I wasn't really, I've been really sensitive my whole life because it's just normal for me. I actually don't get that freaked out most of the time. When we're investigating, sometimes things will freak me out, but it's usually because it feels wrong. But weirdly, as I think back, I don't remember ever being scared, Kim. Really? Like, it never really fazed me. It was just what it was. That was it.
Yeah, I think it was because we grew up with it for so long. Maybe. It was kind of like, oh, there's somebody walking down the stairs, or oh, there's that door again. So you kind of almost get used to it. It's weird.
Yeah. Now, were you guys always in Rhode Island?
Yeah. I have been. Kim's been out for a little bit, but she's here back now.
I left.
I mean, you guys lived and grew up in Rhode Island.
Yes. Grew up at, yep. And then I left for a little while. Back though.
We all do that, right? I left Jersey. I came back, unfortunately. And then, trying to leave again, but it's here or there. So then, okay. So really quick, Katie. So let's give a little background of you.
Sure. So for me, I always love like the creepy, weird things. Like I always loved Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like all that fun stuff. Tales from the Crypt. Like that was always a good one to watch, right? But for me, like the experience that I had that really got me interested in it, and like Michelle said, like start playing with the Ouija board as kids and all that. But before that, it was probably when I was around that like age of 14, like Kim, and I was old enough to be home by myself on summer vacation and old enough to watch my sister while she was home. And I swear I was waking up and I thought I saw her, like I saw like a silhouette of her like in the doorway, and I'm half asleep, but awake enough to know that she's there. And I hear, "Aren't we going to have fun today?" And it was her voice. And I just remember being cranky and being like, "I'm going back to bed. Like, forget it." And then went back, like, I thought I went back to sleep for like a few minutes, got up, I'm talking to her in the house, and I'm walking down the hallway and I'm looking for her, and she's nowhere in the house. So I call mom. I'm like, "Did she go?" And granted, I'm the worst babysitter ever already. I know where she went. And then, like, so I called my mom at work, and you're not supposed to call mom at work, right? But I was like, "I lost Sarah. Where'd she go?" And so apparently my mom took her earlier that morning to our grandma's house. So she wasn't in the house to begin with.
Oh my gosh, that's
So,
crazy.
yeah, that 14, I didn't know. And I was just like, "You know what? I'm going to go to Jessica's house today." And then I just left the house.
Yeah.
And that was the only time I ever like saw like a shadow figure in that sense. But yeah, and then I think I just must have closed it up. And then, so.
Yeah. It sounds a lot like me. Like, I mean, our house where we lived was apparently supposedly haunted, right? And I remember after I learned and got into it, I remember then going back and going, "Oh, and then that happened. Oh yeah." Like you have these experiences, but then you just kind of, I don't know, they like you let him go. I did anyway. I let it go. Like I didn't think about too much into it. You know what I mean? Like the thing happened and then I wouldn't, and I was like you, like I watched, I would read scary stories to tell in the dark. I would watch, Unsolved Mysteries and Tales from the Crypt and all those scary movies and stuff. And I love that stuff, but I wanted nothing to do with the paranormal. Like I didn't want to see a ghost. I didn't want to hear one. I wanted nothing to do with it that way. I was opposite. But so it sounds like a lot of the stuff that you were like me, I grew up in this house. I remember going to my mom. I tell this story a lot because, when something happens and you go to your mom and you think you're scared out of your mind, you're like, "Mom, some crazy shit happened in my room, blah, blah." And she's like, "Oh, that's just Brad." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" "Yeah, Brad. I named him Brad because I'm in love with Brad Pitt, so shape. So she said, if I name him Brad, then it's not that scary." Right?
True.
A mom, I thought she was gonna be like, "Oh, there's no such thing as good. Stop. It's just your imagination." I'd have been like, "Okay." Be like, "Oh, that's just Brad." Da, da, da. And I'm like, "What?" Laughing.
I'm thinking I should nickname mine Jason Momoa then, or
There you go.
So, okay, awesome. So then, all right. So tell me, and you're Katie, you are in Long Island.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did you guys meet? How did you guys get together and decide to form Soul Sister Supernatural? Which I love the name, by the way, and the profile picture is bomb. I love it.
Thank you.
I do. I absolutely adore it.
We met Squirrel through Brian. So he's one of our mentors, Brian Kano. And we went to one of his first investigations. And that was, Michelle and I went there. And that was what? Not Oliver House. Which one was it?
Bolton.
That's right.
Mansion.
Yeah. So that was our first time actually running into Squirrel. And
was that like a public thing?
It was an event that Brian was running.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, like an investigation.
Okay.
Decided last minute to drive out there, like literally last minute.
And look at the destiny. It you know what I mean? You ever think about that? Like when you're like, "Oh, I wasn't gonna go," and then I went, then you wind up meeting somebody who's like, "Thank God I went."
And we got snowed in. We knew it was going to be a snowstorm the next day, so we didn't even get home. But we went anyway.
We stayed in the hotel. We were fine. We just extended our stay a little bit. But then we actually, the first time we really, really met Squirrel, so we ran into her there and we talked a little bit, but wasn't like one-on-one. And then we met her at Oliver House. And that was when we really, really connected. We exchanged phone numbers, but I had gotten an EVP. So I sometimes get some decent EVPs with my recorder. And I got one that said Squirrel. And it was in the kids' bedroom. So we were trying to figure it out. We were like, did they have a pet squirrel? Do they like squirrels? Like, do we have a toy in here? We're like trying to figure it out. Then I forget how we kind of connected Squirrel, but we ended up talking and then we started to discuss. So Squirrel's dad had passed away And on her way to Oliver House, she was like, please, dad, come through to me. Come to find out, Squirrel is a big lover of squirrels, and she had a pet one, like basically a pet one.
Oh, I love squirrels too.
They became like my backyard squirrels, and I'd feed them. So,
that's so awesome.
now they're in the house.
I'll have to send you pictures. I feed squirrels. I'll have to send you a picture how they let me know when they want peanuts.
Nice. That's so funny. So that's basically how we connected, because then I was like, I played her the EVP, and she was like, that sounds like my dad's voice.
Oh, wow.
And so we think it was her dad coming through to us to kind of connect the three of us, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just to become friends. And ever since then, are we going on 3 years now?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were just having conversation, and I just telling you a squirrel story, and then you were like, "Wait, are you the reason why I got the EVP?" And I didn't even know. I wasn't even in the room. Yeah, wasn't even in the room with the EVP. I was in the basement.
Oh wow! And so the squirrel thing, like you guys didn't know that.
No,
Oh, wow.
Not right away. No, and so that's when we started really connecting, and it was cool because ever since then we just became really close. It was like instant. We all loved each other, and wanted to do stuff with each other. And I felt like we definitely have like a kismet, which is cool. Like
that's awesome.
We get a lot of results every time we investigate together. So
that's awesome. So that's good. There's a fourth peach in the house. A fourth peach, yeah. So I think that's great, and that's how we are. Like I can totally relate to how your guys' whole thing, because that's how I am with them. You know, like they literally, like, I go through withdrawal when I don't see them for too long. Do you know what I mean? And like it's like such a crazy feeling, because all my whole life that's always been with like a boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I gotta see my boyfriend. You know what I mean? But no, I'm like, I gotta see my peaches. I'm like going through withdrawal. Like I need them. You know, it's like it's so much fun together. Even when we investigate, we just have so much fun. Yeah, deep bond. Yes, absolutely. So all right, so you guys meet, and then how do you guys start to figure out? So let's talk about what your gifts are and stuff, and how you guys, and then how you guys decided to join this, to have this group together. And it's just been you three, right? Like you've never had anybody else come in or leave or want to come in or anything like that.
We had another one, but it didn't work out. She's doing her own thing, so
okay.
So we're doing ours.
Sorry, I didn't know.
No, it's fine. It's okay.
Awkward. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But now it's just the three of us.
Okay, so it's just the three of you. So all right, so you guys start working together. Now, did you guys always know you had these gifts that you have? And tell everybody, just a little bit of background about that for everybody.
Okay.
Go ahead, mad scientist.
So I'm more of the tech girl. So my background, I'm actually a field chemist. So I've come from more of the analytical side, and we're all skeptical believers, but I feel like I don't, the girls know very well, like I like more of the tech, and I like more, so when more of the spiritual stuff happens, I get a little bit, I just don't know it so well. So I rely on their gifts and them. But I do know sometimes I get those feelings and I bounce it off with Kim, and I bounce it off with Michelle. I'm like, did you see that? Or did you? So that validation really has helped me grow in gifts. Like, but mainly I'm like the tech girl.
That's awesome. So, yeah. No, that's awesome. I'm not the tech girl. And I'm not the psychic medium either. I'm just the investigator. Like, But okay, go ahead, Kim.
For me, it's kind of hard to describe, but I hear a lot of things. So, like I can hear them speaking, but it almost sounds like a Charlie Brown type of want, like there's a veil there. However, sometimes when I have been on investigations, I hear them pretty loud and clear, but it's usually in my head, which makes me feel like I'm a little crazy or a little cuckoo. But then I'll say something to Michelle, who is kind of like the medium of the group, and she will definitely validate everything that I've said or what I was picking up on. I can also see them sometimes. So it's not all the time, but I did have the full apparition that I got to see when I was 14. And then I can pick up on them and I see them like just as almost like energy type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Michelle is the psychic medium or just medium or?
I just like to say sensitive. I don't know. I don't know what to call me. I mean, I can hear what she hears, but I also a lot of times will hear them talking to me in my head. And at first I thought I was crazy, but it's always information that I would have no idea.
Right.
They will just start talking to me like they know me, and I'll say things because when we go into places, I don't always know the history if I can help it. And normally whatever they're saying ends up being pretty on point. But yeah, I see things, I hear things, I kind of have all the feels.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice because Kim's been opening up a lot more, and so has Squirrel, even though she doesn't like it. So I'm glad that I'm rubbing off on them a little bit. But,
that's good. And I think the more you investigate too, I think, I was always taught, and I believe, it is like a muscle. You know what I mean? And the more you work it, the more you're around it, the more you do it, I think it kind of gets stronger, whatever it is that you have inside of you. I'm like Kim. I can hear. I don't see anything rarely, ever. I have seen some things, but rarely. But I can hear things, and it gets validated by a recorder. We don't really have a psychic medium. We don't, like Megan said, we're a mess.
Oh, stop.
We don't have a psychic.
The best way.
We don't have a techie. We're all just like investigators, and then like nobody has nobody's a psychic medium, nobody's a techie person. We just kind of go and do our thing, But I don't think we're a mess. I think we're awesome, to be honest with you.
But that's what makes it fun. I mean, honestly, Tyron, like some of the best results we've ever gotten were when we were just hanging out, talking to each other and joking around.
Absolutely.
We'll have the recorder going. And then we're like, wait, what? Like, we'll play it back and we're like, we're all talking. And who is that?
Right.
It's crazy.
The same thing happens to us all the time, especially at Hinsdale. A lot of that's happened at Hinsdale for us. That was like one of our favorite places to go. I think we booked for next year already. But I know we're not a mess. I said that.
That's right, Kim. You tell her.
But, yeah, she is.
I love the name Peaches, though. That's so good.
I know, it's good. I think the best example of that was we went to Grand Midway, which is an awesome place. And there was this one room that Kim was supposed to sleep in, and she was petrified because everybody's petrified of this room. What was it? The doll room or the Annabelle room or something?
Yeah,
like
it was a creepy room with lots of dolls, which are not.
Where was it at? Where was it
Grand
at?
Midway.
Grand Midway.
It's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like outskirts though, way out there. In Pennsylvania. Yeah, and it had like the crazy dolls, like life size, the nun and stuff in there that really just creepy, and no windows, by the way.
No windows?
No windows.
No, I think it was an inside room to this place.
Yeah, it was creepy. But anyways, go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, so we were like, all right, we're all going to go in there. I think there was like 8 or 9 of us in there. And we all just sat down on the floor on the beds. And I'm like, you know what, let's just start talking. And we kind of just started joking around. And I'm sitting there just, saying, I'm really sorry. Because the history was a woman had been murdered in there. I think it was a brothel at one time or something like that for the minors. And, I'm just kind of talking to her. I'm really sorry this happened to you. We feel so bad. We're just here to hang out with you. No ill will. We just hope, we make you a little happier. And we're going on and going on. And then we stop and we listen to the recorder, and you can hear a woman humming a song in the background. And it was definitely nobody in the room.
That's cool.
And when our mentor walked in, he stopped and went, why does this room feel different? What's going on? It's brighter in here. And the person that ended up sleeping in that room said they had the best sleep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's why we don't like to interrogate. I feel like if I was a ghost, I would really hate someone coming in and drilling me with the same questions that everybody else has been coming in and asking me. Right. So we just try to make conversation, make light, and we get a lot of results on her recorder usually that way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, you know, when we're usually like laughing and joking around and busting each other's chops and being cackling hens that we are, because I mean, nobody like we only like we'll talk and it's just like we're all talking over each other, but we all hear each other. It's weird, but like you know, but we get answers, we get stuff, you know, in between there and this and that, and I think the most we get is like when that's happening. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's that they love the the laughter, and like, you know, the conversation, you know what I mean? And we're like laughing hard. So it's like, then you think about that, what that's like putting out, you know what I mean? Like you're putting out that, like, that great
it's good energy.
Yeah.
You're like,
right. Yeah,
that. Yeah.
absolutely. I think that's you know, I want to give a shout out to Jing. She's in Indonesia. I just want to let you guys know.
Oh, hi.
Well, thanks for jumping on.
Yeah,
Thank you.
late there, but she is a trooper and a true Paranormal Brew fan. She is on no matter what. So I gotta give her a shout out. All right, so all right, so when you say you guys have a mentor, Brian Cano, which I know him, love him. But like, so what do you, did he train you guys? Like when you say mentors, is he just somebody that you would consult with when you had stuff come up?
We take classes through him. Like we would take parapsychology classes. Right now we're in ufology with him. So he is a very brilliant mind, and basically, you know, he's read all of these books. So we have like an hour call with him every month, and depending upon what learning track we want to be on, then we'll kind of have a class on it. So yeah, it's basically like almost, and I guess teaching us some skills, you know, along the way. But I feel like every time we've investigated, we've taken things from certain groups that we really like, or taken things from certain groups and said, oh, we don't want to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
which is fair. I mean, everybody has their own thing, a way to do things, and you don't always have to agree. You know what I mean? Like, or you don't always have to be your thing.
Right.
You know, I was with a group one time where, you know, the family, we didn't want the family involved. They were still be at the houses, but we didn't want them involved. And then I went with another group one time and they involved the family. And I was like, oh no, you know, like that was their thing, but I did not like that. You know what I mean? Like and the only reason I don't like that was only because there was some things said in the kids' room, and the kid was like, "You didn't tell me that!" It freaks out and runs out, and I was like, "Oh, great!" Like, it's like we just made it worse. Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? Not doing that again. You know? I was like, you know. So I mean, yeah. So to each his own, right? I mean, you guys have you know, developed your own way, which is cool. You know what I mean? So. You guys also do private houses as well?
We've done one in the past. Yeah. Well, you guys can talk. I feel like I'm talking a lot. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, we did one that someone wanted to come check out their house, find out why things were happening. I mean, they were having electrical issues, shadow things going on. It was a lot of different
health issues too, Michelle. Right?
Oh, that's right, health issues. Yeah. Kids that died, I think, as well. So I mean, and they were home. They were upstairs while we were there, I think, for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because you want it to be as natural as possible, but you just don't want them to be involved with the investigation. So you're like, you know, we would tell people, okay, go watch TV, or not TV. We didn't want the TVs on, but like, can you just go hang out in your room or hang out somewhere, you know, where you're not. It's difficult, but you have to take that stuff into consideration. You want it to be as normal as possible.
Right. So I mean, we did have a lot of stuff happen and caught a bunch of stuff, and kind of came to the conclusion, I guess the woman used to read tarot or stuff like that. Said she wasn't doing it anymore. But this one room, I mean, whether people believe it or not, it felt like there was a portal there. It was the energy coming out of this one room was messing with everything. And we really did figure that out. Got some EVPs. When we went to give her all the results, I remember we were standing there talking to her, and I saw this full figure man in a flannel, boots, the whole 9 yards, walk through the bedroom and walk through a wall. And I looked at her, and they were like, "What's wrong?" And I told her what I saw, and she was like, that sounds like the guy that owned this place that died. And there's a stairwell there, but now there's a wall,
Oh,
which
wow.
he used to use the stairs there. So
Oh, okay.
we didn't know any of this. And we had to dig to even find a picture of this guy. Like, they had no information on him. And it was the same guy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I mean, the other stuff we told her, I don't know if she ever did anything about it, but it was great because we worked really well together. And
Yeah.
it was just, Katie
Yeah,
gets on tech mode, gets it all set up, everything's great. And
He sets up the
do our
cameras. I've
sweep.
got the other equipment. We're doing the
Yeah, and it
sweep,
just
you know?
worked.
Yeah, that is good. And if you can, private homes are, like Jossie said, they're difficult. Private homes are the work, you know, the haunted locations and the park, doing all that stuff. Like, that's the fun stuff. The private homes are what is the hard work, you know, and you got to be careful with private homes. And if you can do that well together, you know what I mean? I mean, everything else is, you know, cake,
Mhm.
you know? So what have you guys done? I mean, I met you guys at New Jersey Power Unity. And you guys, I don't know, I saw something like you guys were at Hinsdale recently, right?
Yeah, I was.
Well, went to that one. We want to go for sure. Michelle and I did that, but
Have you guys been to Hinsdale yet?
I haven't.
have not.
Oh,
Because
wow.
we couldn't get there. So.
Yeah, definitely want to go.
And you guys live closer to it, don't you?
Well, it's like what? It might be like 6 hours because it's isn't it
Really?
Is it upstate New York?
upstate?
Yeah, it's like more Western New York. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like
It's probably 5 to 6 hours.
It's 6 hours from me.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
it might
Yeah.
be more for us. Then.
Well, I'm down by Philly, so it takes me a good 6 hours to get up there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I know we have some pictures that I want to show.
Mhm.
Oh, there's a question if you want to do that first.
Sure.
Have you done apartments, and would you ever do one? Would apartments absolutely? Oh, I'm not. Do you want me to answer this? I'm sorry.
You
well,
can
it's
answer
pretty much
it.
what we're going to say. That's impossible.
It's pretty hard to
Apartments are
investigate an
very
apartment.
Apartments are hard, unless it's like like sometimes people could like have like live in homes that have like 3 apartments in it or 2. I mean, even that's still difficult because you don't know what's going on in the other apartments.
Right.
And there's so much noise and so much. It's just it's so much contamination. You can never really give anybody a true. It's not fair. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, oh. You know, you really can't. You can't give anybody a squirrel. Speaking of squirrels, I
it rubs off on you.
I saw that.
and
We all have those moments.
everybody says squirrel to me because I'm like that. But anyway, so I have some pictures, and then what has been your favorite place that you guys have been?
Wow, that's hard. I really liked Wilson Castle. That was one of them that I sent you the pictures from.
Yeah. Which we'll get to that. I'll show it.
Yeah, favorite place. Wow, that's because
I know it's tough.
We were over in Michelle and I went to England and Wales too, and we got to go to Ancient Ram Inn, and was it I forget the name of the castle, Margam.
Margam.
Yeah. There was some cool places over there too. I mean, the UK is like phenomenal. So
I heard.
It is.
And they think the United States is. I'm like, dude,
like you guys have it.
you guys got some cool shit over there.
They do.
Old. All right, so give me a second. I am not techie, Katie. Sorry. So I'm going to share screen, and I'm not going to be able to see myself because I never can figure it out. We're going to try to go to Ireland. Yes, we are. All right. Oh, wait. Let me get the pictures up first. Hold on. Now, you guys can still see me, right?
You can, yes.
Okay. So let me pull up Wilson Castle here. Oh, wait. That's the close-up. Let me pull this up. Hold on. I'll share. I won't share the close-up first. I'll share. Let me see. Wilson Castle. Wilson Castle. Sorry. Give me a second.
No, you're good.
And Wilson
Me.
Castle. And Wilson Castle. Okay. So there's, let me just pull this first one up. So, all right, share screen. I love everybody who's being so patient. Window. Share. Can you guys see me? I don't know if I can.
Yes, you're still there.
I can still see you.
All right, what if I do this? Oh, there we go.
So that's the second photo. If you go back.
Oh, this is the
I
second
can
one?
see the light. The glare.
Let me see something. So, all right. So I had this one up because I thought, are you talking about this here?
Yeah. So that one's the second photo. So the first one you'll see.
All right, hold on. Let me.
Him sitting. So, like I had explained to you, Taryn, I had taken 3 photos in a row, just snap, snap, snap. And these were my 3 photos. So the first one was it's before that one.
All right, hold on. Let me get it. Hold on. I wish I could just go to it from there, but I couldn't for some reason. All right, hold on. Window, share. Oh, I did something wrong.
Lots of windows.
Lots of windows.
Like all the windows.
Wow.
Hold on. All right. So the other one was, all right. So I labeled this as number 2 for some reason, but hold on. Can you see that?
Not yet.
Okay. Give me a sec. All right. Oh, shit. Is everybody yelling at me? All right. Share screen. Entire screen. Okay. Why isn't it letting me do it now? Oh, here. All right.
Okay.
Good.
So
all right.
That is I think that's the last one. Sorry.
Oh my God.
That's the one with nothing, I think. Yeah.
So this was the last
going
picture.
backwards. That's all.
All right. So I thought this was the first one. Like you guys didn't have anything in this one. And then okay.
So the first one is the one that's kind of pulled out like that. And you can see the tuxedo.
All right. Let me see if I can. All right. Hold on.
And then the second one was the one that you showed first, which had like the orbs.
Why am I full screen? I messed something up. I can't see the chat.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I got it. Sorry, guys. Whatever. All right. So, all right. Hold on.
Song playing.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this is the one you want me to share. Hold on. All right. So, my gosh. This is terrible. I thought I was going to be able to do this a little bit better. All right. There. Is this the first one?
I can't tell. I think that might be the same one you just pulled up.
No.
Because it's not zoomed in. I can't.
Yeah, I can't really see it.
Let me see if I can zoom it in. Hold on. Is it zooming? Tell me.
No.
Oh. I zoomed it in. Maybe I got to do it from here.
Ah, that's
There it
working.
goes. Yep. So that's the empty one.
All right, hold on.
Tara's going to shoot me.
I have 3 of them here. All right, what about this one? Can you see it?
It's still on the same one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The heck? All right, hold on. That's weird.
She represents all Peach technical talents.
I really, like, this is weird though. Like, I have the other picture up in the other side. I don't know why it's not coming up. All right, hold on. Remove that one.
Michelle usually breaks all technology, so that could be the
Could be
issue
my
too.
fault. I got that effect on things.
Ah.
If
All
I
right.
walk out of the room and this works, I'm not coming back.
How about that?
That's
a
Michelle.
comparison picture. Oh,
That's just Michelle. So that was showing the representation. You can show
We're trying to figure out the height. That's why they had me do this.
Right.
So the person that we caught was taller than me. That's what they were trying to figure out. He was like about 6 feet. or so, or a little taller.
All right. So hold on. I only have 4 pictures.
So you can show the one that's blown up then. Did you say you have that one?
Yeah, the one that was.
With the guy sitting there? Did we freeze? Did Taryn freeze?
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I think she did. Well, that's a problem.
Taryn.
I'm going away now.
Oh my gosh, Michelle, you
Like,
broke it. We lost Taryn.
Oh,
Taryn. Oh dear.
I can't even see the chat. We don't know what's happening.
I can.
You can?
I can see the
Yeah,
comments.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, there you are.
I literally have no idea what is happening.
It's Michelle, I swear.
So I have this weird superpower where I break a lot of electronics. That's why I don't like to use anything, because things glitch around me a lot. I'm sorry if it's happening.
I'm like, what is happening? I have no idea.
You can post them later on, like I can post them later if you want, so people can see them.
All right, wait a minute. I know this is terrible. I feel so bad. So
we'll do just this. Explain it and then
window, bank, share. How's that?
Well, that's the guy. There he is. Sitting in the chair that you guys saw was empty afterwards. So this was actually the first shot, but it was pulled away. And then I zoomed in. So this is kind of zoomed in. But the second shot was the one you did show that has like the orbs. So these were 3 shots in a row. Took him, and then the second one was the orbs. The third one was an empty chair. So I looked back, and that's when I had Michelle sit in the chair to see how tall he was. So you can see that actually when she was sitting in it, it was below.
Yeah.
Right.
But that is definitely like, I took a picture as well of the back of the room so everybody would know, but there is no way that was the reflection. So if you can see that, it kind of looks like a guy in the 1800s, like a tuxedo.
Yeah, right here, the buttons.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then it looks like somebody's hand is on his shoulder because you see like a ring reflection.
Oh, yeah.
And then his neck, yeah.
And then his neck. But I never get faces, which is really strange. And maybe I don't want to see faces.
I don't know if I want to see faces.
I don't know.
Interesting. All right, so remove. So, yeah, I apologize for that whole picture setup thing, because it probably would have been a lot better if it would have went the way it was.
All good.
Now I hope I don't mess up the ram in. So that was Wilson Castle, right? You said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you guys love Wilson. You said that was probably one of your favorite places.
Yeah.
I do feel like something with the mirrors in that room. It was called like the Black Widow room or something. And I had some weird vibes from the closet behind in that room too. It almost looked like a disappointments room, if that makes sense. Like back in the day, they used to have, if they had a child that they didn't want the rest of the world to see or know about, there was just some really weird things about that place.
Yeah. I hear a lot of, okay, wait, not a lot, but I know a lot of people have been going there lately. Like it started to kind of pop up in the last like year. Never been there. The Peaches are talking about going there, you know what I mean? And it's reasonably priced, to do an investigation there. Is it really a castle?
No, it's a big house. I mean,
it's like a mansion house, but the way that it's built.
You've been to a castle in the UK. That was not a castle.
Right. Yeah.
It's a big mansion. Let's go that.
I mean, that's cool. Look here, book it.
Yeah, look at
girls.
Yeah, we'll go.
That would be fun.
Do
that
it.
would be fun. All right, let's see if we can do a better job. Now, the other place you sent me was Ram Inn.
That's ancient Ram Inn from 1100 AD. That's in England.
All right, so I'm going to try something here. All right. So the first picture I'm going to pick up is just a picture of the mirror. Like, do you want me to show the close up first?
No, nope. So the first one,
Okay.
which, sorry, doesn't have the close up, but you can see me on the left-hand side of the reflection.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll share this one first. I can do it this time.
We believe in you.
Me too.
Please tell me this is it.
Okay, that is it. So if you zoom
Woo!
in, you can see that's me on the left-hand side. Well, left
Here.
for me right now, but there's, so this was the picture I took, and I was the only person that ran back into the place because my sister's like, oh my God, you didn't take pictures of the mirrors. And I'm like, oh crap. So I left the bus and I ran back in and I started running through all the rooms taking pictures. And this was the witch's room.
Mhm.
And so the first picture, you can leave it on this one, that's fine. But the first picture has no one there. And then the second picture, which has the same exact timestamp, has somebody standing there. So that's it. So I think you can see that there's nobody there. And it was the same exact timestamp as the second picture. So when I got back on the bus, I'm looking and I'm like, why does it look like a woman with a veil on? And you can see her legs as well. It's like really, really creepy. And that is a wall that she's coming out of as well. Like she has legs defined. So when I brought that back on the bus, like they're like, is anybody wearing white shorts? Like we're literally trying to debunk it as best we could. We couldn't. I mean, nobody was wearing a white dress while we're investigating, right?
Wow,
Like,
that's crazy. So here was the picture here, right?
Yes.
Without
no one there.
Without you can see you, right?
Yep.
And then
no one in that one, but then there she is in that trifold.
And Kim is still there.
And I'm still there.
Yeah, you're here. Wow.
Yep.
But everyone was outside on the bus. There was nobody left in the building. They were waiting outside to lock it up.
And that's not a door either, which is the creepiest part.
Well, you saw in the past, in the picture before it, there's nothing there.
Right.
I mean, you just, in this area here, all you see is like whatever this black is right here.
Right. Yeah.
You also can see that you are in the same exact position.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That you were right here, where there's nothing. Okay.
See, Tara, now you got it. Look.
I did. No, I got it. Sorry. I kind of taught myself how to do this.
Well, now you know.
Yeah, and it definitely doesn't look like pareidolia or anything. I mean, it's a very clear image.
No, it
is an image.
Yeah. I mean, you can basically see her legs, which is weird. You can see definition. And then some people that have looked at it even closer were like, oh, it looks like almost like she's got black soot on her dress. I mean, there was a lot of pagan rituals that were held there. I don't know. I didn't see her physically, but that was my other good catch in Amira.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I'm glad I was able to share that one.
I was trying to send you the Morse code EVPs we've gotten, but I was from USS Salem, but I just didn't have enough time in my life to narrow down all the chat. It was like an 18-minute long thing that we had recorded. But
so how did you figure out? So tell everybody, you went where?
USS Salem.
USS Salem, which is one of the places I'd love to go to. I have yet to investigate a battleship.
Oh, you gotta.
Yeah, I have yet to do it. Cool. We had the USS New Jersey here. I think it got moved recently for I don't know what. But the USS North Carolina I hear is awesome, and I hear USS Salem is awesome. But so what kind of stuff did you guys get there?
So they manipulated Squirrel's speaker to actually sound like Morse code. So it's like all of a sudden, and we're in the room and you can hear us go, what is that noise? Is there a battery dying? Because it was like beep, beep. And we were in the, what do you call the front?
Communications. It was the communications room.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And outside was the old thing they used to do Morse code with, like back in the day. And we had a Navy guy with us in this room while we were doing this part, which was
And so
Awesome.
somebody, how did you guys figure out it was Morse code? This is a lot of times when we're on the
We knew.
and we hear stuff and we're like, is that Morse code? You
It's
know what I mean?
really,
Like,
really loud, and it just starts going doot 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 doot. And we went over to the speaker and we were like, is that coming from the speaker? And we're trying to figure it out. Afterwards, we're playing with the speaker. You have to press to do that. We thought the speaker was dying because the way it was sounding, but yeah, come to find out it was kind of just we think somebody was trying to manipulate, like a spirit or energy there was trying to manipulate the speaker to Morse code. I did try to decode it. So what I was getting when I was trying to decode it, it was coming up with like northeast, southeast, east, like it was giving directions, which was kind of strange.
wow.
But Squirrel told me to, maybe we should follow it to the treasure. So Soul Sisters helicopter coming your way.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I want in on that treasure hunt.
And it was really cool because the volunteer even said that in the past they've manipulated REM pods before, but like that was the first time he saw it on like that kind of speaker. It's like the Gary Galka one, like the circular one. So it was that one. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Somebody said that Tim Lovejoy says, I'm a ham radio operator. Send me the audio clip file. If it's CW, I could decipher it for you.
I can send it.
Awesome.
Yeah. I have it narrowed down to like 4 minutes, Tim. So it's not too bad.
So the whole 18 minutes this is going on?
No, it's basically, so it went on for about almost 4 minutes, but it was like sporadic. There were some times that it was really pretty intense though. It was like doot, 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 right? Really going. And then it would stop and then you would hear us talking and then it would go again and it would start doing it again. And then it would stop again. So it was like almost trying to answer us. I think it was weird.
So were you getting answers when you were asking questions? I'm not sure.
I don't know because I can't decipher it. Like when I was trying to do it with an app that I downloaded on my phone, it was just giving me like northeast or southeast. So it wasn't giving me actual words or anything.
Yeah, that's crazy because sometimes I have excuse me, not you guys. It's not you.
Thanks, Karen.
It's not you guys.
I guess we're out. Leave studio.
I promise it's not you guys. I'm really intrigued in this because sometimes we have equipment that goes off, and I have a trigger prop that's a cat. He's got a little blue nose, and sometimes he does that, and we joke about it. We're like, that in Morse code. You know what I mean? So, but it does sound like that. It would.
It was weird because it was happening while we were in the communications room. And I can tell you of all the investigations that we've done with that equipment, we've never, ever had that happen to us before or since. So it was kind of weird. It was just very odd.
Now, Michelle, when the equipment stuff is happening, right, with your gifts and stuff, I mean, do you find the equipment helpful or are you like, look,
I don't use it.
Yeah.
I use myself. I don't use the equipment. I let them do it. Usually if I start messing with stuff or if my emotions are going, sometimes it will be worse. So when we're investigating, I don't think I normally have too much of an issue, but I just choose not to use it because I get too distracted too. I kind of just like to use my gifts more.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What's your favorite piece of equipment to use?
So for me, it's funny, like, because we've recently started working with apps, and I know it's not like a piece of equipment, but right. I like the Necrophonic has been like really good. As far as like equipment, I always liked the REM pod. I always thought it was cool. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I think this stuff is cool. You know what I mean? I can't put it into my I can't put stuff like that into evidence or anything. I really rely on EVPs, disembodied voices. To me, those are the hardest thing to debunk or try to fight. I mean, when you hear another voice in the room with you and it's not anybody that's in the room with you, you know what I mean? It's like how do you, and don't get me wrong, having the equipment and trying to use it as a communication, tool, how do you say it word? Divination. Am I saying that right? As a tool. Divination. Am I saying that right? Correct me.
I can't even say it, so I can't correct you.
Are you trying to say deviation? What do you? I don't.
like a divination. I'd probably say
Divination. Yes.
I'm like, am I crazy? Am I making this up?
Applicable? Applicable?
Which has happened.
My
whole life I've said things my whole life, and my boyfriend now is only the nicest person to say, that's not how you say that. That's not what that means. I'm like, are you serious? My whole life, I've thought this. Nobody's ever corrected me. I was like, and this whole time I've been walking around saying this shit. No wonder why people look at me like I got a horn coming out of my head.
Michelle calls those Kimisms. I have those too. Like, she's like, you should actually have like a dictionary of your Kimisms.
Yes.
I like when we have moments of that, like we go, wow, brain cells, we need them.
Alita's asking, do you believe illnesses can be linked to paranormal, or there's no correlation?
That's a good question. I truly think they can be. If someone's susceptible, I mean, we've seen people get sick for no apparent reason. I mean, we've even had things happen. Besides getting sick when it's a ton of energy, but I think that can definitely happen, especially if people are weakened or emotionally weak for whatever reason, things going on.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of times where that can be twofold too. I mean, I think, I've always thought, if you're like in a really bad negative mood, or you've gotten a fight with somebody or this and that, you just kind of, try to either calm down, and but don't go if you can't shake it off,
Mm-hmm.
I used to believe in that for different reasons, but now it's just like, I don't want to be that, when you can have one person walk into a room of sunshiny, happy people, and they could be like in the pissiest mood and just ruin it for everybody. It's like the whole mood just goes, oh, I don't want to be that guy. Stay home. I mean, do you think that, let's say you on an investigation, let's say we go somewhere, I have, I don't know, or if somebody's dealt with cancer, or somebody's, has heart issues, maybe they can pick up on people on the other side that maybe have had heart issues or cancer, similar things like that. Like, do you think that does anything ever like that ever come through for you guys?
I mean, we've had that. I've had that where I felt like I was having a heart attack, and then we found out the person we're trying to contact had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Brain aneurysm stuff. Like, we've had some. We were at Illinois Penitentiary, and I swear I got shivved. The pain was unbelievable. Like, I almost fell to the ground outside.
Oh, wow.
Middle of the day.
Wow.
So,
that was where you had a mark as well.
And I did. I had a
on your back
mark.
And she was like, "Oh, that really hurt." And I was standing behind her. I'm like, "What? I didn't do anything to you."
Wow.
And then she lifted up her shirt, and she had like this bad scratch, and it wasn't from her going, "Oh," like she just grabbed it. So I was like, "I don't know." I had taken a picture of it. So that was one.
Yeah. Katie, I know you're the techie girl, but what about you? Have you ever experienced anything like that?
So for me, it was at Eastern State Penitentiary, and that's actually my favorite place to go. I love Eastern State. So yeah, and I know it's near where you are. But that was like where I similar to what happened to Michelle. Like, I was just walking through death row, that room, and I was by myself, and it was cool. It was like you get the trifecta, right? Like, it's like if you feel something, but then you also catch something on your camera, and like you can also get the auditory. So like I turned a corner, and through my whatever I was filming it, like I heard help, like this like high pitched help. But then right after that, I didn't know I caught that. But then like I felt like, just like similar to Michelle, I felt like something stabbed me in the back, and I was by myself, so I got scared. I was like, what if it's a kidney stone? Like, what am I going to do? I'm in the middle. I don't even know where I am. So I'm in Philly. Is it Philly? So, and then like I just remember walking out of that room, and I just remember like looking for somebody, like in case I needed help, and then it just went away. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess like, but it literally like almost took me to the ground, just like Michelle. Like, so that was. Looking back, it was cool. Not at the time. Because I didn't know
no, I feel you for sure. So Alita's asking again, at a certain point, if the household and people that visit are sick, just illnesses after illness, even cancers? Can it be paranormal causing it, or paranormal getting people more susceptible? Oh, I see what you're saying.
It could be either almost, though. I
Yeah.
feel like, I mean, it could be the illness after illness being paranormal, or the paranormal, like they're getting more susceptible and it's making them weaker. So it's making them worse.
I mean, I think a lot, like, even if people become, I mean, this is my passion, but when you take it a step further and you're like totally obsessed, right? And you're obsessed, and like, I can see that causing, I mean, obsession with anything, you know what I mean, could cause, illnesses. You're not taking care of yourself because all you're caring about is that, right?
Right.
But yeah, I agree. I think either. I do agree with that. So what do you ladies have coming up? Where are you guys going? Anywhere fun?
Emory Estate on the 23rd.
Cool. Where's that at?
That is in Weymouth, Mass. Not too far from us. So that's going to be like a small group of us. Probably about 8 of us total going.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then you guys going to some of the events?
I keep playing around with it. We're definitely going to New Jersey again.
Mm-hmm.
But we were going to maybe possibly, yes, we definitely, Kim, we are in with Gettysburg. And
Yay!
We want that bad.
Oh, what's next? We're going to be walking around with some badass bitches.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've been talking about doing Michigan, but we've been a little bummed out by the fact that they haven't released the rooms yet for the casino, and we really don't want to have to go back and forth every night. Right. Or during the day. So we might skip it this year.
My Paracon or whatever.
What is it?
Oh, the Michigan Paragon. Yeah, MI Paracon.
Yeah.
I say my Paragon. That's what it looks like to me. Wait, that's already when's that?
That's in August.
Yeah.
August 22nd to the 24th, but we might have to skip it this year.
I already booked 2 concerts
yet. I haven't been to that one yet. I want to go to it.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
We
like to stay at the casino. So that's our problem.
At a casino?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of my bucket list events to go to, because, I always do I do my 3, which I love. I do Penhurst Paracon, the Bash, and New Jersey Para Unity. Those 3 I love so much. But every year I see all this stuff come out about the Michigan Paracon, and I'm like, why am I missing this? Like, this is awesome. This looks like
it's a shit show, Taryn. I will not lie to you.
Totally up my alley. Totally up my alley.
It's a lot of fun, but the casino has been difficult this year, and we've gone 2 years in a row now, and it's expensive as well trying to get there because it's in Sault Ste. Marie, which is in the middle of nowhere. You're in Canada, and there's one little flight that takes you from like Detroit to there. So everybody has a tough time getting there each year too. So it's definitely like a destination.
Yeah. We love a shit show.
Yeah, we do.
I know we even got to see Canada last time we were there.
We did. We
went over the border.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We were hungover, and we're going to go do this wonderful, small, easy hike, and come to find out 4 hours later, we're still hiking, trying to get down.
Oh, shit.
Everybody there said it was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The mimosas in, and we're taking a hike. It's pretty interesting.
You didn't take a hike. You took like I don't know what that would be considered.
Climbed a mountain.
Yeah. You went on like a camping trip. You didn't take a hike. Well, ladies, it's been an hour already. Is there anything that we didn't talk about you guys want to talk about? It's my show. We can stay on. So if there's anything that we didn't talk about that you guys want to touch on, I mean, by all means, please plug your social media, the Soul Sisters Supernatural sites and everything where people can find you guys and follow you guys. I'm sure you share your adventures online.
We do.
Yes, and Squirrel has a bunch more to put up. So
we're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Soul Sisters Supernatural. So all of us guys. Oh, Kim, you're awesome too.
Yes, we have to make Gettysburg happen. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be cool. We could hang out and shenanigans and shit shows and all kinds of fun stuff.
Absolutely. You know what? We should all plan. So all the Peaches and the Soul Sisters Supernatural should plan for Michigan Paracon 2025.
Yes.
Good
And
idea.
we will create our own shit show. Not that we have to.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. Kim's in. Kim's
Yes.
in.
Just bring your eye patches. Trust me, we need them.
Yeah, like under the.
We're like
don't
minimal
sleep
amount of
much.
sleep.
I think we're gonna go through like 2 a day.
Yes, Gettysburg is my favorite. Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it. I'm in. That's a bucket
right.
list for me. That's a bucket list. I would love
Right.
to do it with you guys.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, again, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I had so much fun. You guys have to come back on. I don't want this to be our
Absolutely. This was
Oh,
fun.
definitely.
yeah, I don't want this to be our
fun.
only show. I loved having you guys on. Thank you so much. You guys are great. I love you guys. I follow you guys. I think you guys are awesome.
Thanks.
Everybody else watching needs to go follow them.
We love you, Taryn. We love you guys. Thanks for coming on.
Aw, love you guys.
Love you guys. And
Love you.
please, thank you, everybody. Please share it out. Not for me, but for Sister Supernatural. Please share it out for them. Get their name out there. Let people come follow them because they are great girls. I love them.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Until next week. Sayonara.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.